Hey there, this is Jacques from Heroes and Legends, and Eldritch Moon spoilers keep on rolling. We have two more cards to take a look at today. Now, these are spoiled a little bit later in the day yesterday and kind of came off the heels of the earlier spoiler of Emrakul and also the lore article that came out. So we'll take a closer look at these cards and I'll give you at least my first impressions of them, and I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below as well. So let's get started. We'll begin with Coax from the Blind Eternities. That's a mouthful there. 1 blue, 2 generic. It's a rare sorcery. You may choose an Eldrazi card you own from outside the game or in exile. Reveal that card and put it into your hand. Also, check out the flavor text. Gives you a little more insight on how Emrakul came to Innistrad. So I think that's pretty cool too. Now, the card itself, actually it's kind of interesting. First off, I do like the fact that it has the clause that you can take something from outside the game, which in competitive Magic would be your sideboard, or from exile. So that's kind of nice because it gives it a little more utility, a little more versatility, so that if you're playing maybe limited or something, this card may have more purpose against certain matchups for you. So I do like that. Where does this card really fit? I see this as more of a card, at least at this point, for Modern. I don't know if it's really viable, but I'm thinking maybe the Tron deck, if you wanted to, for example, stack your sideboard with some Eldrazi threats. Now, keep in mind, not only are we talking about things like the original Emrakul, the new Emrakul, but we're also looking at Eldrazi Tribal this will work with as well. So powerful cards like All Is Dust, for example, you could just keep those in your sideboard and then go and fetch it if you need it with a card like this. And if you don't need it, you're able to go and get another threat, another Eldrazi. So because of that versatility, I kind of feel like I want to at least play test this in Tron and kind of see how it goes. And there's probably some other places that this might fit as well. So let me know in the comments below your thoughts on that one. As far as standard goes, it's really too early right now to make any decision about this card since we haven't seen the rest of the set. But there has to be some reason for me to want to play this card in standard, and I don't think grabbing a random Eldrazi is good enough. But we don't know what's going to be in Eldritch Moon yet. Will there be perhaps Eldrazi tribal sorceries and instants? Maybe. Now, that would make sense when you see a card like this and would definitely make it much more playable in standard, perhaps. But I also know the tribal, like instants and sorceries and such, were not really popular among the designers for Magic. They just felt like it did something weird to the geometry of the game, that sometimes you have these tribal spells and other times you don't, and you almost have to commit to go all in or don't do it at all, and they kind of decided to go forward not doing it at all. So it'd be a little strange to me to see that show up in the set, but you never know. If they found it works and it's fun, maybe for this one set, maybe we'll see some of that. So stay tuned. I guess we'll find out more in the coming weeks. Our second and last card today is Overage of the Crawlin Horde, which transforms into Overage Uncontested Alpha. So the front side of this card, for a green, a red, and 3, you get a legendary human werewolf, 4/4. Whenever this creature enters the battlefield or transforms into Overage of the Crawlin Horde, target creature gets +4/+4 until end of turn. And then, of course, just like any other werewolf, if no spells are played that turn, it will transform at the next upkeep, and it becomes a 6/6 legendary werewolf. And whenever this creature transforms into Overage Uncontested Alpha, you may have it fight target non-werewolf creature you don't control. And then, of course, if at any time a player casts 2 or more spells, it will transform on the next upkeep. So let's start off with Commander. I think this is a fine Commander card. If you have a Werewolf Commander deck, you'd like to have a Werewolf Commander, I think this one is just fine for you. It's going to cost 5 for a 4/4. It's a little underwhelming. However, the +4/+4 to end of turn is a nice effect. And in a Commander game, you may be casting this multiple times, so you'll get that ability a few times. When it does flip, yes, you get to fight something. It's going to deal with a lot of big threats considering it's a 6/6. It's a little awkward that it can't target another werewolf, but okay, I guess that only comes into play if maybe you're playing a mirror match of werewolf commander decks, but it does feel a little strange. Now I get it, it's because of the lore that it's an uncontested alpha, so it's not going to fight other werewolves. And if it does flip back, you get value there too. Overall, I feel like this card is maybe just missing a little something to put it over the top. I feel like if the backside had trample, if this was a 6/6 trample, I'd feel a lot better about this card. It just doesn't have evasion right now or any way to get its damage across, even if it's pumped or buffed or something. So That feels a little strange to me. So like I said, fine commander card. I think it's going to be good there. It's going to do some work for you in the right deck. As far as standard goes, it's hard to say right now without seeing the rest of the set. On its own, I'm a little underwhelmed. I don't know if it's going to quite get there in standard, but there could be a lot of cards that complement this and complement werewolves and make fighting maybe something that is going to be more beneficial for you. Who knows, right? So if that's the case and there's other cards that make sense to play with this and combo well with it, well, then it could make it there. But on its own, as it stands right now, I don't see it being a big card in standard going forward, but we'll have to wait and see. And having said that, those are the two cards for today. So let me know in the comments below your thoughts on them. As it stands now, I don't know if we're going to be seeing any more spoilers until official spoiler season starts on Monday. If we do, I'll have a video and we'll discuss them and I'll give you my thoughts on them. If we don't, I got some other videos planned and we'll just do those instead until Monday, and we'll start our actual spoiler season, and then of course that will wrap up with a full set review as always. So until then, hey, thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and have a great day.
Hey, thanks as always for watching. This video, like all my videos, was made possible by the generous support of viewers like you on Patreon. Even a donation of $1 helps me to keep growing this community and creating better quality videos for all of you. Check out our Patreon page for exclusive giveaways and future goals for the channel. If you haven't had a chance yet to subscribe, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the MTG news, spoilers, set reviews, product openings, or finance videos on Heroes and Legends. Talk to you again soon, and have a good day.